Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. Happy freaking Friday. It's the last Friday of the month, which means we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to do some dancing and stuff like that. It's going to be excellent. We're also talking about Trash and Scabby. Somebody said you really need to watch this interview. It's really telling about who Abby is in this channel and how Matt likely maybe is forcing her to do this lifestyle that she does not want. But it really does say a lot, saying that you really don't want it, but the money matters more than anything else. Are they stopping showing their kids and all this kind of stuff? I don't know. It's fun to snark on them though, so let's do that. But before we do that, let's do a little bit of a dance with this wheel. I'm gonna spin it twice because I don't know when I'm gonna spin it next. I've got a busy couple of weeks, so I got everybody on here. If you are a member of any standing, okay, the last Friday of the month, everybody gets on, and there's gonna be 2 chances to win a prize. So let's dance. I can't dance because I'm hurt, but I'll do a little chair dance.
Yeah, baby.
Ow. 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 Where's the thing? Callie Weininger. Nice. Weininger. Oh, shit. Ow. I can't move my left arm. I'm so old. Ow. Shit. Stupid collarbone. Lacey Bowers. Reach out to Josh at the dadchallengepodcast.com with your shirt size and your address, and I'm gonna hook you guys up. Otherwise, let's get to it. Yeah, it's, you know what the worst part about like having broken ribs and collarbone is like it affects everything. Everything, man. Can't sneeze, can't cough, can't turn over, can't do anything. Does anybody have any tips on like how to heal faster? Is like vitamins you can take or something? I don't know, whatever. I know I'm done talking about it. I'm not looking for some love. I'm just looking to complain. Is that all right? Okay. Anyway, let's get to this because it's an hour long, but thank the Lord on high. They actually put the timestamps because they do that, which is good for me, so I don't have to frickin' scrub through so much. I do have to address something. Some people that I trust were like, Josh, you're really rude to your wife the other day. I know I'm laughing, but she asked a silly question. But I did do some more research, and I have since apologized to my wife because there are people who said, hey, check it out. You can put a couch. You should not be putting couches over vents. And then my whole life, I'm thinking, there's just no way this is a thing. So I did some research. Okay, our couch sits about 2 inches on its legs, right? So it is over a vent. And the dangers of putting furniture over vents is actually a thing. Okay, I didn't know this, and I have to apologize to my wife for it. But basically, if you cover your HVAC vents, you could damage your HVAC, just so you're aware, right? And if you have a flat couch that's sitting on top of a vent that doesn't have any space between it, you could actually... Some people say you can start a fire. I don't know if I believe it, but I Googled it, and it is true. I don't know how hot you guys are having your houses and stuff in the winter, but damn, so I was wrong. My wife, absolutely right, sort of. But we have space above our heater, right? Above our vent, because there's a space. And there's these new little nifty little things you can buy on Amazon, like clear vent covers. They go out and they come out behind the couch, so you're not dangerous. So you're right. My wife was right. I was wrong, and I admit it. Some people were actually quite mad that I was making fun of my wife. I mean, are you even married? Just saying. We've been married for almost 16 years, okay? I think we're doing something right. And you're right. Maybe I shouldn't have made fun of her. I make fun of my wife all the time. That is who I am. But let me just clarify, okay? My wife is my shining star. I would do anything for my wife. She is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love her very much. But she also asks really silly questions. And I have many shortcomings as well. If I were to put our shortcomings in each category, I would obviously have more shortcomings, okay? I fart a lot in the sleep. I snore. I'm messy. I don't close cupboards. I don't like to be touched too much. Stuff like that. My wife, she asks really silly questions a lot. That's fine. It to me would be common sense, but to some people wouldn't be. Right? Also, she never cleans the car. And there's like Tim Hortons cups everywhere. That's about it. I'm trying to think what else. But in our 15 years of marriage, I asked her the other day, I said, we've been married for 16 years. I can count on 0 hands how many times you've cleaned the cars. Just saying. Let's continue on the Matt and Abby marriage podcast because we're talking about marriage.
Legitimately want to know.
Okay.
For how you feel about like life, and I want to know how that candy salad tastes that you're eating right.
Candy salad.
I don't think I have the capacity
You don't have the capacity today.
to have a deep conversation.
Well,
Well, so let's have a deep conversation. Screw your capacity.
that's a question you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer it.
Okay.
Do you like what you
Whatever, dickhole.
do for your job?
I wish, you know what I'd wish? I wish that influencers just stop calling it a job. Like, I get that technically it is your job because you get paid for it, but like, just call it something else, because people who work regular jobs, they work regular jobs. This isn't a job. This is a dream come true. You do nothing. You absolutely add nothing to the world. Okay, you pay taxes. Maybe that's what you add. But like, let's call it something else. Okay, let's just call it luck. What do you do for your lucky lifestyle that we lead?
What does it have to do with pregnancy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking you a question. This is the Abby Howard interview. This isn't even just like, this doesn't have to be pregnancy related.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yes and
No, the answer is no.
no. Why yes and no?
If you say yes and no, it means no.
I feel like anyone would say that about their occupation, though.
Yeah. What would the yes be? What would the no be?
I mean, there's...
We make tons of effing money.
Gosh, my belly's going crazy because of that.
All right, show the candy shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
May I stop? Oh, that's such a big...
She does not want to be here right now. Like, every body language, like expressions, the checking the watch, the sighing, the like, oh my God, I hate this guy. It's like the throes of pregnancy anger.
question. I mean, a surface level response would be like, sometimes... Like, first of all, the good is that I get to work with my husband and I get to work from home and have the flexibility to be with my son.
Work doing what? Okay, stop calling it work, first of all, because there's literally no work involved. You exist on a camera. You like, what do I do for existing? Maybe call it existing. There is no work. Work implies that you're doing something, exerting some type of energy or brain power or like expertise to something that a business can take advantage of that makes them money. You know what I'm trying to say? I know it's semantics on my end. Stop calling it work, man. All you do is lay on the couch and cry, and then he films it. What do you mean work?
Totally.
And like, that is...
It's gonna be okay.
I'm so emotional today because I'm stressed. So like, all my emotions are
Stress from all the work?
at the surface. That is by far the greatest gift that this job has given me, is
Not a job.
being able to work with you.
You don't work!
To be home with my son and soon to be
Oh
sons.
my God.
There's no amount of money that could, fit that. Or I don't know.
I mean, that's the only reason you get to do it is because of the amount of money. What are you saying right now? What? Who decided this interview was going to be an interview?
No price you could put on that, right?
You do put a price on it, though. And one of the prices is your privacy and your children's privacy. That's one of the prices.
Totally.
So, feel incredibly grateful for that.
Totally.
Totally. We like, again, these people who do this, Della Vlogs, JD Vlogs, fucking Twat and Scabby, all these people, okay? They won the fucking lottery. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? It doesn't take any ability to do what they do. Nothing. It does not take any ability. Like, you don't have to learn to do this. Turning a camera on and showing your ass on the internet doesn't take any abilities. You don't have to learn anything. There's nothing here. Like, it's... You do not give anything to anybody. You are a leech on the world for the fakery of you.
I did not expect to cry.
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
Stop.
What was the question?
It was, what do you like about your job and what do you not like?
That's the part that I love about my job.
Oh, I think.
Also, it is it's like a great honor that we can have like connections across the world through this job with people.
With who? Strangers?
And-
It's good that you connect with strangers? That's the worst part of your job and you know it.
And it's given us some crazy opportunities that we
AKA money. It's given us crazy money.
never would have had otherwise. So
Totally.
those are the greatest things about it.
Okay, what's the bad shit? Give me the bad shit, lady.
What's the bad side?
Yeah.
You film me crying on the couch all the time and I look like this? My makeup's terrible?
I guess the bad side is that I'm constantly, like... It's not that I don't completely...
Just say the bad side. Don't have to pat it. You don't have to give it anything else. Say like, it's like I love it, but I hate. Just give the fucking bad side.
Like, I do care what people think. And so
Clearly.
there's negativity. It hurts. But more than anything, I feel like I'm always trying to break out of a stereotype.
Yeah.
Where it's
Why?
like, oh, you do this for your job, then you must be this, this, and this. And those...
You are. All of you are the same. You're all the damn same, man. And you copy each other. So get wrecked, Abby. Get wrecked.
things usually include, like, shallow...
Yeah, definitely.
Narcissistic.
Hondo. You cannot do what these people do. And again, I think that Matt's way more narcissistic than Abby. I don't think that she's as narcissistic. Like, she's got to have some tendencies, obviously, probably that he like built into her. But I don't think that she's narcissistic like he is. Like this whole shit that you're seeing, this is all him, dude. This is all him. So I get that she doesn't want to be called narcissistic because she likely isn't. He is, though. And you are by association. Sucks to be you, though.
Mm-hmm. And superficial, probably.
Yeah, that's because you literally show shit on the internet. Your ass, boobs, you want to be a thirst trap, you do your makeup, you think people need to hear you every waking moment of your life. And it's weird because some do for some reason. So I get why you think you're more important than you are. But again, Abby, I think I just need to appeal to Abby mostly on all these videos because I know she watches. Like, take a step back and honestly give an assessment of what good you think you bring this world. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that you guys aren't donating your time or your money to good causes and cancer or whatever. I don't care. I'm just saying, honestly, when you look back in 20 years and your kids are on the internet and seeing what you guys have done and what you put out there and all that shit, what legacy do you think you left? Did you leave something that was like, I'm so glad Matt and Abby existed, right? And I often sit back, I'm like, man, will my legacy last? Will I have something that I'll be proud of, that I'll be proud to show my children? And often, yeah. I think that my fight against child exploitation is honorable, right? I make fun of people and I can be quite mean and all that kind of stuff. And, it's kind of surface level. I'm not that, I can be way more mean. But yeah, I think that at least there's an underlying message that I have. And in the end, do I feel proud about that? And lots of people have stopped showing their children's faces, and maybe even including these types of people. People who've changed their mind about family vlogging, changed their mind about the privacy things. Look, I'm not saying I'm the only one doing this. There's lots of great people doing it. Right? And I do it for a lot of people come to me for the comedy. If you read the comments of any of my videos, you'll always see one or two people are like, I had the worst day or the worst week, and you just make that better. So if it's just that you're coming for some comedy, that's also a net positive. Now, if they were funny, and maybe I haven't seen enough videos to see if they were, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, they make people laugh. Like, they got some good skits, but no. It's literally like, here's my life. Here's my wife crying on the couch. None of their shit is good, people. It's terrible. So I'm telling you, Abby, I want you to look back right now at your entire legacy on the internet and tell me what net positive you've brought to people. And you're like, I make people laugh. Maybe. I make them smile. Maybe. But I don't see it.
Maybe money hungry, or like, I think everything's content.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It is. Well, he thinks. Okay, you're right. You got to separate these two people because she's basically throwing him under the bus right now, which is fine. He deserves it. So, but Abby, what you have to understand is that you are married to this guy, and by doing everything that he wants you to do, you're co-signing on top of that. So you're saying, yeah, you are just as guilty as he is. Now, we all know, everybody knows, even your snark thread, you got to go to their snark thread. It's awesome. Okay, everybody knows that you're just not into it like he is into it. You don't like the people make fun of your looks and your makeup and everything else. You hate it. And you're going to resent him because he's the one that put you in the spotlight, and he's the one that pressures you to do this, that you feel like you need to do this. Okay? And that's what's going to happen in the end.
That would probably be something that I hate, is that I'm always like, I always feel like I'm being put into a mold, but I feel like people would probably feel that in many
Stop being so moldy then. Burn.
different ways in their own life. Like, they're trying to constantly be like, I don't perfectly fit this superficial mold you have for this.
You do. You kind of do. Yeah, you all do. You guys are all so freaking easy to pinpoint, and everything, all your lies, everything you do, the content that you copy from other people, it's also, you fit into this tiny little mold, and it's sorry Sorry you do, but you do, and it's boring.
Do you enjoy making content?
I wouldn't say it's my passion, no.
I love Abby's honesty right now. Again, this is why I'm kind of stan Abby. I know I'm saying it because I don't like these people, but of the two, I'm an Abby fan. She's the only one really willing to be honest about all this shit. But the scariest part about all that is that she's being completely honest with you right now, and yet changes nothing about it. She doesn't care. Or she does, but not enough to change it. Or he presses her to the point where if she really wanted to change things, he would be very upset about it, or would be probably like, look, this is the way this is going to go. If we want to have a happy life, happy marriage, this is what I want to do. And she's kind of just like tagging along for the ride. She is a tag along. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, especially if they're Christian biblical, he is the head of the household if they're following these traditional roles. So I feel like Abby, even just with this answer, right up to the moment, like I feel like Abby, even with just this answer, she's telling you everything you need to hear. She doesn't like it. And she doesn't like the pressure it puts on her, inadvertently forced by Matt to do this shit. She is locked into this because she has to be lockstep with Matt. She has to fall in line with what he wants to do. That is a traditional relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is your passion?
I don't like my family.
Your family's your passion?
It's truly my family.
Boring. The origin of Matt and Abby, 834. Let's go.
We always run into, right?
What?
Where it's like, it's Matt and Abby online, but like, Matt is the, what would you say? Like, you're the motor.
He's the clown.
You're behind Matt and Abby.
Yeah,
like,
see? She's admitting everything you need to know. You're the motor behind Matt. You're the brains. You're the cog in the wheels. I'm the content that you create or make fun of or whatever the case may be.
You made it happen, and then I, like, was part of it, but I wasn't, like, a founder of Matt and Abby, if that makes sense, even though I was...
Matt is, like, flabbergasted right now that she's saying all this. She's like, oh, my God. I think he's having epiphanies during this, and, like, I'm a terrible person. That's what he's... Like, I hope he looks stunned and says, holy shit, man. This sucks. I don't think he realized what was coming down the pike.
The 50% component.
Would you say you were just putting up with my hobby?
I was a co-star that put up with your hobby, and then it became like something that I'm like, oh wow, this is like a lot bigger than I bargained for.
Oh my God, look at the honesty, guys. This is it. And if all the creators who are honest, who have one main character in the content, and it's usually the woman, it's not usually the dude, okay? There's a couple. There's a Cola Brandt, there's Matt. When it comes to like JD and Della and all those ones, it's usually a female. All the main ones I generally cover are female led, and the husbands are kind of like shadows. But in these cases, it's quite odd, right? And she's being super honest with you right now. She's like, it's the Matt show. I was a co-star, and I basically have no choice. That's crazy.
Well, that's why I was just
sometimes I'm like, holy crap, wait, I don't know if this is what I wanted.
And she's crying through this whole thing, by the way. She's having a... Like, if Matt was smart and he had any understanding of what he was doing, he would have just not put this on the internet. He'd been like, okay, let's do this when the baby's born, because... And like, but the thing is he doesn't give a shit. Like, he wants to evoke these types of emotions. He wants the crying because he made it the effing damn thumbnail. Okay, he wants all this. But I don't think he's realizing the ramifications of what she's saying. That shit's on the internet now, and now I've covered it. And so it makes him look like a twat.
Well, I was like bummed for you today because like you had a lot of brand deals that you were trying to knock out today.
Well, okay, no. What we're not going to do is have a pity party about the life of an influencer.
Yeah, oh my God, I like Abby. Why am I liking Abby? Shit! No!
Because no one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, thank you. What the hell, Abby? She's damn right. She's right. Good. I don't know what to tell you guys, especially those who hate them. I low-key stan her just for saying just that. Holy shit. The self-awareness? Sorry. She's way too good for Matt.
And I don't feel that way. I think I was just stressed about everything I needed to get done before our trip.
Wow.
And I
didn't expect this today.
Spend time with our son.
No, but I did feel pity for you because it's like you didn't like necessarily.
He's like, no, we're going to continue to talk about the thing that you don't want to talk about.
Choose this. Like this whole video creation is my hobby. It's
Stop calling. Now it's a hobby? Oh, okay.
fun for me. My work is my hobby. And for you, that's not necessarily the case. Your work is your work.
It's not that I
What work?
hate it, but my work is my work, and I view it that way. And
That creepy hatch thing in the background is crooked.
obviously, it's a very fun job comparatively.
But because you're such a popular,
Why is it crooked?
fun person, all these brands want to work with you. And so then I'm like, crap, I wish.
That's absolutely not why all the brands want to work with you. The brands want to work with you because you have like 1 million plus subscribers, like 5 million on TikTok. The only reason brands want to work with you because you have a big reach. F off, Matt, you dumbass. Trying to look like Patrick Swayze from the movie Ghost.
I could film these brand deals for Abby, but like these are Abby's. Like I can't do Abby's voiceover. I can't film and put on a wig
You can. AI makes it possible.
and pretend to be Abby. And so that's where today I was just like, man, I feel for you. Like I just
You feel for her making $10,000-$15,000 to make a 60-second ad video. Oh. Again, you should have just taken your wife's cue here and been like, shut your hole, dude. We make literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on ad deals a year, and it takes me minutes to do it. F right off. F off.
Oh my gosh! And if you feel for me, don't feel for me in that capacity. Feel for me in the fact that I'm carrying a large baby and I'm
Man, these people are not friends.
5'2".
honey, I mean it's a lot on your plate. It's a lot on your
And who put it on her plate there? Dickhole? I know you guys think I'm a misogynist because I always come after moms and everything else, whatever, because generally it is. But Abby's not the bad person in this relationship. Matt is. Matt's the twat. Twat Matt. Abby is telling you the truth right now, and everybody needs to hear it. And it sounds like she's literally crying out for help. I'm not kidding. Like, Abby, you need to take a harder stance. You need to get your kids off the internet, erase all the old videos of your children on there, okay? And you need to just be real with yourself. Because I think she sees exactly the thing that I'm talking about, and she doesn't want to tell him about it. He sees it too, but they don't want to have that hard conversation. That's what I'm seeing.
plate to work full time while you're also pregnant.
yeah, but I mean, it's really so good. It's just sometimes things catch up to you, and I feel like my threshold for stress has been a lot lower since being pregnant, and then also postpartum. So it's like
We could tell by your makeup.
for over a year now, my threshold for stress has been like pretty.
I swear to God, I'd hang out with her. I swear to God, I would. Like, I know she's super young and everything, acts like a teenager, but I feel like I could talk to her because she's actually, for the first time, I can't believe how rare it is that someone is this honest about this lifestyle. Like Cam and Fam, similar to that. That's what the vibes I'm getting from her. Like, you're gonna see in a few years her come out with all these like, holy shit, this life was not what I was looking for.
Capacity.
Well, it's funny, you just got this like new smartwatch that tells you when you're stressed out.
Yeah.
And so that's actually been really helpful.
Shit's been vibrating the whole time, so I'm almost on fire. Her wrist is purple. I think I'm stressed. Well, shit, your arm's about to fall off.
Been alerting me.
It's been helpful to see when you are stressed and when you're not stressed, because
we can use that in videos?
yeah, like a lot of times you'll tell me like, man, I'm really stressed out, but like now that your watch is like, oh, like, I'm like,
Too many rings, bro. Chill with the rings!
I'm like, oh, like she's not making this up. Like this watch is literally telling her levels, her heart rate, everything is stressful.
And you have proof of this, and then you just continue to do the same shit? I mean, if my wife came to me and said, look, I'm always stressed, I have all these issues, the lengths I would go to make my wife comfortable, to make her life easier, there is no lengths. Okay? My wife is a gem. I would do anything for my wife. I kid you not. If someone ever came for my wife or tried to hurt my family to some degree, I would go to jail. That's, like, I kid you not. I did a podcast a long time ago. If you go to the Dad Challenge podcast on any audio platform, I did my first episode. It was called, what was it? It wasn't even the Dad Challenge podcast at the time. I was calling it How Though or something like that. And it was about revenge. The science of revenge. And I asked friends and I asked my wife and everybody else, like, if someone were to kill you, would you allow me to avenge your death? And she said no. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it anyway. Right? Again, if my wife is going through issues medically or whatever, or during pregnancy or anything else, I am like hand and foot. I am servant. Okay, and I think that's how relationships should be. My wife has been serving me as my nurse for the time I've been injured. I feel like a total useless idiot, but she's amazing at that stuff, right? If my wife was injured, I would take that role on as well, right? If she's got shit to do, I take on all the roles that she normally has and my own roles. If I'm injured, she does the same thing. She's literally packing this house, not all by herself because we had some help, but like without me, right? That is how a relationship is. It's not 50-50, everybody. It's 100 and 100. And sometimes, depending on what you're going through, sometimes it's 20 and 180. Or a 50 and 150. Right? It just depends on the walk of life that you're in. I would do anything for my wife. And if we were doing this for a living, let's say, and I have no doubt with my platform, if I ever switched over to like my wife and I doing this type of stuff, it would be very successful because our relationship is like that, right? But I would never do that. And if my wife, and if for any reason we did do that and she's like, I don't like this, it would be done. Because my wife's happiness and her comfort and her stress levels are way more important than anything, especially money. Right? Money is not like money is great, everybody, don't get me wrong. But it is in the end, when you ask these people, I think it was a study, this girl, she asked 100 men on their deathbed questions. And what do you regret the most? And one of their biggest regrets, again, is just time spent. I wish I would have just been happy and everybody around me happy. I wish I didn't work myself to the bone thinking I had to make all this money to make everybody happy. It's time spent. And if she's telling you all these things in this interview that we can all hear with our own ears, and he changes nothing, he doesn't give a shit. That's going to end in a terrible, terrible relationship. It's going to end likely in divorce. It's going to end in them both being unhappy, maybe one of them stepping out. It's going to end badly. You can't fake this stuff. That's the thing. You can try, but it always comes out.
Man, I want to know more about young Abby, because what's funny about you is I want to say new, even though you're not into the video creation side of stuff as much as I am, you really got into like almost wanting to be a vlogger, I guess, at a young age. You made these videos. You were so embarrassed of them when we first started dating.
Vlogging. I loved like DIY beauty channels, which was like what was thriving on YouTube at the time.
Okay.
And they're not so much anymore.
This is 2012, 2010. When was this?
Probably. I have no idea. And I was probably in like 8th grade, 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Middle school.
It's like a 3-year swing. Let's go.
And so I loved watching these videos, and I specifically loved watching like Bath and Body Works hauls.
Yeah.
And like, this is me organizing my jewelry. And like, I loved like watching people get ready for the first day of school and packing their book bag. Like, I loved videos like that.
Yeah.
But it was never like a formal like I'm gonna be a vlogger. Like I found one of my mom's old cameras and I like made videos that I never intended to post.
And you were
never intended for anyone else to see.
Because you were so embarrassed for me to see that video. I remember I found
I should put it on the internet.
My gosh, well, because people make fun of my voice now, but you should have heard me when I was in 6th.
I do. So they're watching me.
Great.
Your voice is so cute.
It is not. Again, I'm becoming an Abby fan after this video, but not a fan of her voice. Just saying, you got it. If you don't, you don't. That's just not, you are not blessed. You can work on your voice though. You can absolutely work on your radio voice to be like, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. There's things you can do to make your voice less frequency bad. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe.
Look at my stress levels.
I mean, maybe like clear out your nostrils or something.
Your stress levels are high, honey.
Yeah.
So let's get off this damn podcast, which is likely causing you stress, and let's go have a nap or some shit. I'll put your feet up. Here's some cheesies. Okay, here's a glass of chocolate milk and some cheesies. Actually, that's good. A glass of chocolate milk and barbecue chips, or a glass of chocolate milk and all dressed chips. Have you ever had all dressed chips? That's what I'm saying.
You're stressed right now?
Yeah.
Oh my god, well, let's continue on this interview for another hour.
What do we do to de-stress you right now? Do we just need to take a few deep breaths, breathe in?
How about we stop this bullshit she doesn't want to do?
I'm gonna get emotional again.
This is like the craziest video I've ever seen where she does not want to be here and he doesn't give a shit. Are you guys seeing this? Am I the only one seeing it? Man, I feel bad for Abby. I'm not going to call her Scabby anymore. I'm becoming a fan.
And breathe out.
Oh my god, piss off.
The girl, please take me to Bath and Body Works, and I would like try to stretch my $10 I had.
Okay, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, it sucks that you can't. There's nothing that you can do to go back.
I lean more towards the nostalgic side.
Yeah.
which is equally dangerous.
She eating candy again?
It was interesting. I
have some.
was reading this article about how even if there are times in our life in the past that were like really, really hard and challenging, we'll still look back on those times and want to go back because maybe we'll see a picture or a video or something that like was a happy moment. And we're like, oh, I just want to go back. And there's some sort of psychological thing that happens when time passes. We always view the past as like better. Mm-hmm. You know? Hey! Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting.
I like to think it actually was that good, though.
Yeah. No, there definitely were good times. definitely really good times.
Mm-hmm. There's so many good times now, too, though.
Oh, 100%.
And you
like tits.
always say the best is yet to come.
She doesn't believe that, though.
I do. I think that's true.
It's not. You guys, you hit your plateau a long time ago. She's 188,000% done with your shit, dude.
So... Why did you marry me?
Yeah, I'd ask the same question. Oh my God, you asked me the question. I really want to answer this, but I'm not going to be honest.
This has become such a deep interview.
Sorry, you don't have to answer these questions if you don't want to.
Yes, you do.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of answers to that.
Yeah.
It all really boils down to I did not want to imagine a life without you.
Come on. You ain't better shit than that. You've never been asked this question before? Jeez.
Slash, I couldn't.
That's beautiful.
And now she's like, now I just don't want to be here at all. So that was years ago, though. Things have changed. That's before you started filming me crying on the couch, acting all fat with my chins or whatever, complaining about it. I don't even know what she was complaining about, but it was like, stop, dude.
Is it?
That's really, that's really beautiful.
It really, I mean, truly, like, you were my best friend. You are my best friend. And... Well,
that's because it's the only friend you have, because you don't, and it's so sad, because now that I'm kind of becoming an Abby stan, and when I say that, it's not like I'm a fan, I would watch them, be like, oh, I want to watch her. I mean, of the two people in this room right here having this interview, I would hang out with her first. That's what I'm saying, okay? That's as far as that goes. But I don't know where I was going with any of that.
Well, I guess at the time, I'm talking about specifically, like, how I knew I wanted to marry you is because at the time, like, I just wanted to do everything with you.
Well, there was a guy, I know this now, there was a guy that you were going on dates with at the time.
Not talk
that son of a bitch.
Okay. And,
hey, you're picking your teeth.
Okay, let's talk.
No. Oh, you can talk. I really don't care.
There were guys before that, though, that you'd gone on dates with. You never dated any of these guys. You never kissed any of these guys. What was it about me?
Oh, like,
is this guy fishing for compliments or some shit? Because this is really cringy.
Initially, that made me want to date you?
Maybe, I guess initially, but just like deeper than that, though, too.
It's so many reasons. Like,
Give me one, then. Just one.
Yeah, first of all, thought you were extremely attractive. We've talked about this multiple times. I always talk to my friends about how cute I thought you were. But then you made me feel just, like, excited. Like, I felt excited with you.
No funny? There's no comedy? He was funny. That's the only reason I got girls growing up. I had to be funny because I was so fat. It's not funny. That tells you something. Girls, if you're still single and you're mingling, I promise you this. If you can laugh 15, 16 years into your marriage, you found the right one. My wife and I still laugh about crazy stuff all the time. Comedy is like number one.
With you.
That's I'm saying that because I'm fat and ugly.
I don't know. Something about me.
I don't know. I was like 17.
Is that, like, I feel like I've never like wondered or been wishy-washy about things I wanted in life. Mm-hmm. Like, even with my ring.
Where's this going? We always
talk about this. Like, the first ring I tried on, I, like, knew that was what I wanted, and that was my ring.
You picked your ring out? Lame.
Interested in trying on other things. Lame. And so it's like, I don't know.
There's that, that girl in your life. Everybody knows a girl like this, or multiple girls. Like, they are the ones that are like, I'm picking up my engagement ring. And they would be literally unhappy and very sad if they did not get the ring that they wanted for their engagement. So there's no surprise, right? These people don't care about surprise. Where there are men like me who absolutely want it to be a surprise. And I picked up my wife's ring and she had no idea. And the whole event was crazy, right? It made it this big deal. I've known many girls in my life who are like, admittedly so, if I didn't get to pick up my ring, I probably would have said no. I kid you not.
I just knew. Wow. I don't know.
What? He asked you, would you marry him? Because I knew the ring I wanted. What kind of answer is that?
I'm over fairy tailing it, I guess. But really,
Yeah, you are, because you didn't give an answer. You're cute, and I picked my ring. That's so far the answers we've gotten.
it felt so natural to be with you. That's the only thing I can explain is that, like, it just felt...
These are answers that you're, like, making shit up for a book report. Like, you have no idea why you married this guy, except that I like you're handsome, and I picked my ring.
Natural.
Wasn't that initial infatuation that we had just, like, the craziest wild feeling?
Yes.
Just so...
I'll never forget it.
It felt like a roller coaster. Like... The fact that we would...
Why are you giving her the answers, dude? Let her answer it.
Literally make out in my parents' basement for literal hours.
Why do we always go back to that?
Because he had boners.
No, I think that's just like... That just kind of shows that we really, really liked each other.
It shows that you were teenagers once. That's what it shows. Are you shitting me right now? Because you made out as teenagers? Are you kidding me? Stupid idiot. Oh my God.
And it was silly, and we were young.
I think it shows that we really liked each other because we, like, weren't around.
What kind of answers are these? I think us getting married showed that we really like... You think? Oh my God. Maybe you guys should have just said, hey, I'm going to ask you this question. Get a good answer. Because right now it's like, no good answers.
Each other all the time.
Well, we'd FaceTime till 5 a.m. We were always FaceTime.
And that's something that's like really cool about our relationship from the beginning is that it was really all built on conversation.
Yeah.
Because we saw each other maybe once every other week.
Well, it was our friendship.
Fast forwarding.
I just picture Griffin sweaty with his little shin guards and his Capri Sun. And that vision just came up to and I was like, oh, I can't wait for that. Like, for me, I'm like, that is so exciting. So it's like, maybe no one, like, cares out there. Like, I don't know, it's not some elaborate business plan or...
No, we do. This is the stuff that people should care about. That you have this plan to be a regular family that doesn't include, the exploitation of your children. That doesn't include you guys putting every absolute moment online. This has been one of the most eye-opening videos they've ever done, and I don't think Matt realizes it. I think this has been very, very, very intriguing to me, right? She's telling you everything you need to know, and Matt is ignoring all of the flags.
Or some, like...
That's a red flag.
I don't know. I don't have, like, lofty goals that are gonna be, like, so excited for other people, but I'm just, like, so excited to see my boys in shin guards and kicking a soccer ball around, or heck, like, doing gymnastics and, like...
Hockey. Get your kids into some hockey. Shit, man. The balance it takes, the skill levels. Hockey. Baseball's good, too. If they can throw, get them throwing early. Pitchers, man.
As his first cartwheel, and he's, like... So, like, looks to us to see if we saw him, and then they're...
And you know what's going to happen if you continue down this path, Abby? And I know this is a little bit sad, so maybe I'll put some sad music. Take you guys to church time. Ready? You know what's really going to happen? She's got all this excitement where she's like, I want to create these memories with my children. And I want to look over when he's finished his cartwheel and he's looking at me. He's so happy we came. But I'm going to tell you this, Abby, and it's going to be sad and it's going to hit you pretty hard, I bet you. Okay? But what's going to happen when your son looks over at you, okay? And this is what he sees. Right? What happens when your son's whole life has been you guys creating content, and every waking moment of his life and anything that he does worth a memory or a core memory of any kind is going to be captured for the internet, regardless whether you put it on the internet or not, or that you even talk about it. Hey, today Griffin did this, right? It becomes fodder and content for your audience, made up of a lot of predators and people with parasocial relationships. What's going to happen when he looks over when he's at a soccer game and he sees Matt holding the camera instead, or vlogging like this and talking about it, right? If you don't change now the things that you want to change, Abby, and it sounds like you do want to change all these things, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. If your kid only understands you guys under the context of when you're making content, that is going to be bad. Abby wants something so pure and innocent that so many normal families have, and it is a good thing, I promise you it is, okay? That stuff when Everly had her thing the other day at school, okay? She sang in front of everybody for the first time. The moment she saw us in the audience is when her eyes sparkled and she lit up and she's like, that's when her confidence boosted. That is the greatest feeling any parent could feel. There's a video out there, and I don't want to show it because it's a little kid, but it's a little girl, and she's at this pageant, and she's looking around, and the camera's right on her, and then she finally sees her mom, and she went from crying to, like, super happy. Those are moments that are really, really, really powerful. I mean, they filmed it, obviously, but they weren't influencers, okay? But that's what I'm telling you. You want these things, Abby, but I want you to take a look at where the trajectory of what's happening right now and what you do for a living, is not going to make that stuff possible. And if it does happen, there's going to be a buffer of a camera between the moments. And if you don't want that to happen, then make the choice now to stop this bullshit. Make the choice. And I hope they are.
Be like, Mom, look, Mom, look, Mom, look, like forever. Yeah. And
we are. The camera's got it.
I just can't not wait to see them grow up and
I love
their
to
little
see.
personalities.
I love to see the world through their eyes.
She's literally just crying.
And I love to see.
You're not going to see the world through their eyes, Matt, because you're going to be filming it. You guys, we live in a generation too where we film everything for our kids, and we do. My wife and I, when we're at an event, one of us is filming and one of us is watching. And even when I'm filming, I'm to the point where I know I can lock the camera on and I'm watching with my eyes. I'm not looking through the viewfinder. I want to be there in the moment. And there's nothing wrong with filming your kids' adventures and stuff like that. There really isn't. The problem is that when it becomes content and you're money making, it's your career to do it. It's a big difference between doing it to like capture the memory and doing it because you're making money on it and you have to do it. And it sometimes feels contrived and you're doing it, you're putting them in certain things because you're looking for the content out of it. Okay. But being present as a parent is one of the most important things you could do. And Matt and Abby, I could tell you this right now just by watching them. Abby is the one who's present. Matt's not. The end. And I can tell that because Matt's the one who perpetuates all this, who creates all this content, who forces it all.
To Disney World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, you need it. Snack or something.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
Wait for that.
I can't get enough of like coming downstairs after editing or giving notes on.
He's so happy to see you.
Yes, and he just lights up.
That should tell you.
And it's like I'm Superman, but I'm just this dude, you know, like
who's filming other interactions for the internet.
Like I'm just a dude.
This better be one of the most eye-opening podcasts that they've ever done that they can sit back and watch. When Matt was editing this, I hope he sits back and realizes that what you're doing to your children and what influencers do to their children, you cannot achieve what you're looking for if you do that. It is impossible to do. If you turn your children into kidfluencers, okay, you can kiss all that shit goodbye. It's gone. I promise you.
Praise God, you're not just a dude.
But to him, like I'm the coolest person.
Yeah.
5506.
So,
here we go.
What do you feel is your purpose?
My purpose.
And you can answer that any way you want. It could be your purpose with your work.
My purpose is to not film my shit anymore.
It could be your purpose as a mom. It could just be your just like your life purpose or something.
Well, my purpose as a...
Well, if it's going to be purpose of work, we know that the work is just doing ad reads. That shit has no purpose. There's no purpose except for making money. So Abby doesn't give a shit about the money.
Mom would be to raise kind people.
Okay.
Well, here's how you don't raise kind people. Make them influencers. Because if you raise children to be narcissists, because again, I know we say that word a lot when it comes to influencers, but I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to explain the ability to literally film every moment of your life for strangers on the internet. You have to be a narcissist. You have to be high on your own farts all the time. And when you say things like, so many people have asked me this, so I'm going to tell you. You have to be a narcissist to do that. And if you raise children in that environment, being those people, your kids will mirror that and become that. Jess Fam's a perfect example of this. Her kids, Lilia specifically, is becoming Jess Fam. You really want that for your kids? You want to take the best aspects of who you are, build that into your children, and take the worst aspects of who you are and make sure your children don't have that. That's what you really want. And if you continue down this path, even if you don't show your kids, I promise you, your kids will end up like that. And you don't want that. Nobody wants narcissistic. Narcissism is not a good thing, everybody. It's actually a net negative to be a narcissistic person. Narcissists are probably the most lonely people on the earth. Because they're their own best friends. They don't have anybody that they can trust or love. And those that they do, they probably burn more bridges than anything else. Because they are all about themselves. They are selfish. Narcissism is inherently selfishness.
Purpose in my work would be to...
Make money?
I have to just stay true to myself.
What the F does that mean?
My purpose is to stay true to myself. Because
that's your purpose.
I feel like as soon as I start...
What?
I can't have the validation come outward.
Yeah.
Like come from the people that follow me or watch me because that ebbs and flows.
Totally.
And I would have quit a million times before.
Do you feel like the praise is
I don't know what she's saying.
Too high on social media and the hate is too... Do you feel like the hate and the praise are both too extreme?
For sure.
Man, she's honest.
So it's like that. It just has to be like, it has to come from me, and that's just to be who I am.
Well, you're not going to get that if you're an influencer.
My purpose, what was my other purpose? As a wife?
No. I don't know.
He's asking you.
Yeah. What is your purpose there?
To make children who are not assholes.
For you to know that you're always loved.
That's so sweet.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know what my other purpose is in life.
What do you hope to see?
My purpose, I just want to be a good friend to people.
And I believe her. But if she doesn't get away from this lifestyle that she's leading right now, she's not going to be any of the things she wants to be. That's so sad. So sad.
Boring.
No, it's true.
What do you
but
hope to see change in the world?
Wow, this is so deep.
You don't have to answer.
So answer the question.
These questions if you don't want to.
See change in the world. I mean, gosh, I can't. Sometimes you ask me these questions. You ask me these questions on a regular basis.
So then you should have an answer.
I just like to ask these. I like to think about these big ideas, you know?
I just wish people had more empathy.
Yeah, that's good.
I think the world needs more empathy.
The action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to. I mean, you don't get to ask that when... I mean, influencers do this because they're like, I wish they just knew who I really was. But then why do you tell us you are who you are on camera? And then you get mad when people judge you based on what you show us. Right? You want empathy when you're like, that's not who we really are. But then show us who you are. Why lie then? All you're doing by asking for empathy is showing us that you're fake. Like, people don't really know, then show us. Be real. And honestly, Abby is, in this interview, I haven't had a 180, but I'm like a 100 degrees turn on like her and like my vitriolic hatred for family vloggers. She's been completely honest, and she deserves kudos for doing that because nobody does it. Right? Her kids will thank her for that someday. This interview is going to set them on a different path if Matt understands what his wife is actually saying and asking for during all these answers. They could take a different trajectory. They can. They have so much money. If he invested wisely now, they wouldn't have to make another video forever, and she would be very happy about that. I promise you. I promise you.
Why?
Well, if we have more empathy, we have more community. If we have more community, then I feel like we could start meeting each other's needs more, and then other people could, like, their gifts could be lifted up, and then we could fill in for other people's like shortcomings.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Is this like a beauty pageant question?
I just think the world needs more empathy.
Do you think that almost plays into the family unit too?
Sure, I think the family unit is a microcosm.
A microcosm, okay.
The bigger picture.
Word. That's a big word.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, this is boring. Anyway, that's fun. So I expected to do a lot of snarking, and I actually was taken by surprise by her actual intelligence and her honesty. Matt, don't waste that shit, buddy. If you truly love your wife and it looks like you do, then you need to start listening to her. And she clearly doesn't want to tell you openly and honestly about really what she wants to do, unless it's behind the camera and we don't see that. But she answered these questions honestly, and from what we can take away from that, she absolutely despises what you guys do. Like, she doesn't want to do that. She wants to live a normal life. She wants her children to live a normal life. And she's scared, if I'm reading this right, that you're not going to allow that to happen because the money matters more to you than her wishes for the future of your family. That's what I'm hearing. And maybe he's smart enough to wake up someday. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Right now, they're at the peak of making cash, and I can sort of understand why you don't want to. But if you're uber wealthy, you can make your money work for you now. And you can get off the internet and go live a normal life that she desperately seems to want. And so maybe you should do that. Yeah? No? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just a bunch of assholes. Could be that too. Everybody, take a deep breath. It's good. I'd like a bag of salad candy now, too, as well. Also, double it. Give it to me. You guys are amazing, incredible, and valuable. Don't you forget it. And like, honestly, what do you think about this? Did she change your mind about who she was, or is that just me? Am I just being, I don't know. But I honestly, damn. Thank God there are people like her willing to be honest, because he's not. So, but you're amazing, incredible, and valuable, and don't you damn well forget it. And I will absolutely see you in a couple days, hopefully. I'll keep you apprised on Instagram and here and whatever. See the moving. I'm trying my best to get everything done, get a desk down there so I can do some filming. We'll see. I will try my best. But wish me luck, and I will see you soon.